Time doesn't slow down for anyone. Not for me, not for you, not even for the wealthiest person alive, nor the most sluggish one. Here's a thought that will shake you. How are you spending your time? Life is a remarkable gift, much like an untouched canvas, waiting for us to craft our masterpiece. Yet so many of us just stare at that blank space, brush in hand, too hesitant to make the first move. Let me tell you, this hesitation is a tragedy of epic proportions. Now picture this, you at the end of your life, looking back. Will you feel proud, knowing you made the most of your time? Or will you be consumed by regret, wishing for just a little more time to do what fear or laziness once held you back from? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But you're not there yet. You're here, alive, breathing, and fully capable of making a change. That change begins today. It starts by confronting and eliminating the laziness that's been keeping you stagnant. Laziness is like a creeping illness. It starts small, barely noticeable. Skipping the dishes for a night, postponing that workout. Before you know it, you're caught in a cycle of procrastination and unmet potential. But unlike a real disease, the remedy for laziness is entirely within your grasp. Here's the truth. Success isn't reserved for the smartest or the most talented. It belongs to those who outwork the rest, to those willing to do what others refuse to. It's about silencing that inner voice that says, I'll do it later. You might think, I'm not lazy, I'm just unmotivated. But let me tell you something. Motivation is a myth. You don't need motivation, you need discipline. Motivation is fleeting, like a passing breeze. Discipline, on the other hand, is what gets you up at 5 a.m., when every part of you wants to hit snooze. Do you believe successful people always feel motivated? Of course not. They battle the same doubts and fears as everyone else. The difference? They've trained themselves to act despite those feelings. Action comes before motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel inspired to start. You begin, and inspiration will follow. Think of it as diving into a cold pool. The hardest part is taking that first plunge. But once you're in, you adjust, and before long, you're swimming. Oh, and those excuses, we all cling to them. I'm too tired. I don't have the time. I'm not talented enough. Excuses are the building blocks of failure. Every excuse you make is a permission slip for mediocrity, a signal to yourself that it's okay to settle. But mediocrity, it's a dangerous trap, a comfortable place where dreams quietly die. From now on, I challenge you. No more excuses. When you feel one surfacing, squash it and replace it with, I can do better. Because you absolutely can. Goals are the antidote to laziness. They give you direction, purpose, and something worth striving for. Your goals should scare you a little. If they don't make you uncomfortable, they're too small. Comfort is the enemy of growth. When you're comfortable, you're not pushing yourself or expanding your potential. You're merely existing. And existing isn't living. So, take action, set ambitious goals, and start today. The clock is ticking. You weren't put on this earth to merely exist. You were born to thrive, to achieve, and to leave your unique mark on the world. So set some daring goals. Goals that make your heart race when you think of them. Goals that make you question if they're even possible. Then, channel all your effort into those aspirations. But here's the key. Don't just set goals and forget them. Break them down into smaller, actionable steps. Ask yourself, What can I do right now to get closer to my goal? Remember, even the longest journey starts with a single step. Your mission is to take those steps consistently, no matter how you feel. Failure? Oh, how we dread it. Many would rather not try at all than face the chance of failing. But let me tell you something important. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the tool that shapes you into the successful person you're destined to be. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall repeatedly, but they don't give up thinking, I've fallen 10 times. I guess walking isn't for me. No, they keep trying, falling, and standing back up until walking becomes second nature. That's the mindset you need. Embrace failure, learn from it, and let it propel you forward. The only real failure in life is the failure to try. Let's talk about your environment. It's often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, who are your 5? Are they ambitious, driven individuals who inspire you, or are they people who are content with doing the bare minimum? If it's the latter, it's time to rethink your circle. This doesn't mean abandoning your friends, but it does mean seeking out people who challenge you to grow. Join groups, attend workshops, and surround yourself with success. It's contagious. And while we're on the topic of environment, take a look at your physical space. Is your workspace cluttered and distracting? Clear it. Is your home filled with interruptions? Minimize them. Your surroundings play a huge role in your productivity, so create an environment that fosters focus and efficiency. One excuse I hear often is, I don't have enough time. Here's the truth. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference lies in how we use them. Successful people don't have more hours. They simply manage theirs more effectively. For the next week, track how you spend your time. Every single hour. You'll likely be surprised at how much is wasted on unimportant activities, like mindless scrolling or hitting the snooze button. Once you see where your time is going, start cutting out the waste and replacing it with meaningful actions. Read instead of watching TV. Learn a new skill instead of browsing social media. And wake up early to exercise instead of hitting snooze. Lastly, let's not forget an essential aspect of productivity: your health. Your body is the vehicle carrying you through life. If you don't take care of it, everything else, your plans, your goals, will come to a halt. Eat nutritious food, stay active, and prioritize your well-being, because a healthy body is the foundation for a productive and fulfilling life. Getting enough sleep and taking care of your body aren't luxuries. They're essentials. When your health is in check, you gain more energy, sharper focus, and greater drive to tackle challenges. Speaking of challenges, let's address a major one: procrastination. Procrastination is a cunning opponent. It whispers in your ear, "You can handle it later. There's plenty of time." But here's the truth. Later is a dangerous word. It often turns into never. Here's a simple trick to combat procrastination: the 5-second rule. When you know something needs to be done, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take action. This small step helps you bypass the overthinking that fuels procrastination. Another effective method is to eat the frog, meaning tackle your toughest or most dreaded task first thing in the morning. Once it's out of the way, everything else feels easier, and you'll carry that sense of accomplishment throughout your day. Now, let's talk about rest. Yes, rest. Strategic, Rejuvenating rest is essential for sustained productivity. I'm not talking about idle or mindless rest. I mean purposeful recovery. If you're constantly pushing without taking breaks, burnout will creep in, and burnout is simply another form of laziness. Schedule time to rest, whether it's through meditation, a hobby, or quality time with loved ones. Rest should recharge you, leaving you ready to face your goals with renewed determination. Discipline, as we've touched on earlier, is the cornerstone of achievement. It's what pushes you to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The good news? Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start small. Make your bed each morning, or do a few push-ups daily. These small acts, when done consistently, will strengthen your discipline, preparing you to tackle larger goals. Let's address a hidden obstacle: perfectionism. Often seen as a virtue, perfectionism can paralyze you, keeping you from starting or finishing tasks. Remember, done is better than perfect. Stop waiting for ideal conditions or flawless execution. Start now, improve as you go, and remember, a flawed attempt is infinitely better than a perfect idea that never materializes. Finally, let's discuss habits. Your habits define your life. They're the small, consistent actions that shape your identity and achievements. Cultivate productive habits. Wake up early, read regularly, and exercise consistently. These habits will transform your life over time. But the key is persistence. Forget the 21 days rule. Commit to your habits daily until they become second nature, as automatic as brushing your teeth. Once ingrained, these habits will set you on a path to success. To develop exceptional focus, start by identifying the most important task of your day. The one thing that, if completed, will significantly move you closer to your goals. Tackle this task first thing in the morning, when your energy and willpower are at their peak. Next, practice single tasking. Despite common belief, multitasking is a myth. Your brain doesn't focus on multiple tasks at once. It just switches between them, which is inefficient. Dedicate your full attention to one task at a time, and you'll rest and recovery are just as important as hard work. In today's hustle culture, working 24/7 is often glorified, but it's a fast track to burnout. Consider this: if you spent every waking hour at the gym, would you get stronger? Of course not. Your muscles need time to recover and grow, and your mind works the same way. Proper rest and recovery allow you to recharge, retain what you've learned, and come back stronger. Build rest into your routine. Get quality sleep. Take regular breaks during the day. Adaptability is another cornerstone of success. The world is evolving rapidly, and what works today might not work tomorrow. To stay ahead, you must be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Think of the world's most successful companies. They didn't achieve greatness by clinging to outdated methods. They innovated and disrupted themselves before others could. Apply this principle to your own life. Never get too comfortable with what you know. Keep learning and growing, because in a fast-paced world, failure is often misunderstood. Society glorifies success stories and overnight achievements, but these narratives rarely tell the whole truth. Behind every success is a trail of failures, lessons, and perseverance. Success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Each failure teaches you one way that doesn't work, giving you the knowledge to improve future attempts. Don't fear failure, embrace it. Use it as a stepping stone, because the only real failure is failing to try. Fear of failure, Fear of success, fear of the unknown can hold you back. It can keep you trapped in your comfort zone, feeding into laziness. But here's the truth about fear. Most of it is just false evidence appearing real. The majority of what we fear never actually happens. And when it does, we are often far more capable of handling it than we believe. Start seeing fear as a guide. If you feel afraid, it's often a sign that you're heading in the right direction. Embrace fear and let it drive you. Because if you want to overcome laziness and reach your goals, you need to take massive action. Goals and plans alone are not enough. Action is the bridge between ideas and results. But not just any action, massive action. This means stepping far out of your comfort zone and putting in extraordinary effort. For instance, if you want to lose weight, doing one push-up a day won't suffice. You'll need to change your diet, hit the gym regularly, and make significant lifestyle changes. That's massive action. If you want, massive action may sound exhausting, and it is. But consider this, which is more draining. Pushing yourself to achieve your dreams or living a life filled with what-ifs. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons. Choose your pain wisely. Massive action also creates momentum. At first, it's like pushing a heavy boulder. It requires immense effort to get started. But once it's moving, it gains speed on its own. That's the power of action. It builds momentum that keeps you ma. Consistency is the companion to massive action. It's not about making big efforts occasionally, but about taking steady, deliberate actions every day. Success isn't built on intensity. It's built on consistency. Imagine building a house. You don't expect to finish it in one day with 24 hours of non-stop work. Instead, you lay one brick at a time, day after day, and eventually you have a beautiful home. The same goes for your goals. Even dedicating just 30 minutes a day to your objectives. Consistently. Why? Let's talk about instant gratification. We live in a world of immediate rewards, instant messages, fast food, quick entertainment. This has conditioned us to expect instant results in everything. But real, lasting success isn't about quick wins. It's about delayed gratification, putting in consistent work, and waiting for the fruits of your labor to appear over time. Success often requires sacrificing what you want right now for what you truly want in the long term. Think of a farmer planting seeds. The farmer doesn't dig up the seeds daily to check if they're growing. Instead, they trust the process, watering the seeds, tending the soil, and patiently waiting for the harvest. That's the mindset you need to adopt. Trust the process, do the work consistently, and have faith that the results will come, even if you can't see them immediately. Self-belief is another vital component. Before you can convince anyone else to believe in you, you must first believe in yourself. This isn't about vague, wishy-washy confidence. It's about having a deep, unshakable conviction in your abilities and potential. You might think, but what if I'm not talented or smart enough? Let me tell you, talent and intelligence are often overrated. What truly matters is your willingness to work hard, learn, adapt, and persist. Look at any successful person, and building self-belief is like strengthening a muscle. It grows with use. Start by setting small, achievable goals, and then accomplish them. Each success proves to yourself that you're capable and competent. Surround yourself with positivity. Read inspiring books, listen to motivational talks, and spend time with supportive people who believe in you. The environment you immerse yourself in greatly influences your mindset. Most importantly, pay attention to your self-talk. Replace negative thoughts like, Criticism is another hurdle on the road to success. When you start taking bold actions and standing out, criticism will inevitably follow. But here's the thing. Criticism is often a sign that you're doing something meaningful. If no one is criticizing you, chances are you're not making a significant impact. As the saying goes, to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. Learn to welcome criticism as a sign of progress. Distinguish between constructive feedback that helps you grow and, in our modern world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, and constant notifications all compete for your attention. In this sea of interruptions, focus has become a superpower. Your energy follows your focus, and where your energy goes, results will appear. Think of sunlight on a regular day. It's warm and pleasant. But when focused through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to ignite a fire. That's the power of focus. It intensifies your efforts, making them potent enough to develop exceptional focus. Start by identifying the most important task of your day. The one thing that, if completed, will significantly move you closer to your goals. Tackle this task first thing in the morning when your energy and willpower are at their peak. Next, practice single tasking. Despite common belief, multitasking is a myth. Your brain doesn't focus on multiple tasks at once. It just switches between them, which is inefficient. Dedicate your full attention to one task at a time, and rest and recovery are just as important as hard work. In today's hustle culture, working 24/7 is often glorified, but it's a fast track to burnout. Consider this. If you spent every waking hour at the gym, would you get stronger? Of course not. Your muscles need time to recover and grow, and your mind works the same way. Proper rest and recovery allow you to recharge, retain what you've learned, and come back stronger. Build rest into your routine. Get quality sleep. Take regular breaks during the day. Adaptability is another cornerstone of success. The world is evolving rapidly, and what works today might not work tomorrow. To stay ahead, you must be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Think of the world's most successful companies. They didn't achieve greatness by clinging to outdated methods. They innovated and disrupted themselves before others could. Apply this principle to your own life. Never get too comfortable with what you know. Keep learning and growing, because in a fast-paced world, failure is often misunderstood. Society glorifies success stories and overnight achievements, but these narratives rarely tell the whole truth. Behind every success is a trail of failures, lessons, and perseverance. Success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Each failure teaches you one way that doesn't work, giving you the knowledge to improve future attempts. Don't fear failure. Embrace it. Use it as a stepping stone, because the only real failure is failing to try. Your network plays a crucial role in your success. You've likely heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. It's true. No one achieves greatness alone. Behind every success story is a network of mentors, peers, and supporters who contributed to the journey. Start by seeking mentors who have accomplished what you aspire to. Learn from their experiences, including their successes and failures. A good mentor can help you avoid pitfalls and accelerate your progress. Surround yourself with peers Finally, don't underestimate the power of giving. Strong networks are built on mutual benefit. So always ask yourself, how can I add value to others? The more value you provide, the more you'll receive in return. As we wrap up, remember that true success isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. The greatest reward isn't material possessions or accolades, but the person you grow into. Disciplined, focused, and resilient. Every choice you make shapes your character.